Well, I thought it was a much better debate than the first one, and we got to hear Biden and Trump articulate their positions much more clearly. I don't think that there was a knockout blow by Trump, which was what he really was looking for, and what we saw in Biden was 90 minutes of robust debate and being able to stand up with the best of them. So, again, just by turning up, by being there and by articulating strong policies, I think we've seen Biden effectively win the debate. Trump really needed this one, I think, to turn things around, and I can't see it having happened here tonight. Where I thought Biden went extremely well was, once again, when he talked down the camera to families in their homes in middle America and asked them not to just judge this country by the way in which the stock exchange was performing, but how they were going in their own homes and what they could afford and couldn't afford this time as compared to a few years ago. So I think that was very powerful. And the other point where I think Trump really lost an opportunity was at the end when the moderator asked them to imagine that they were giving their inauguration speech in a few weeks' time, what they would say. Trump made no attempt to do that. And I think he had an opportunity there to actually reach out to the middle ground a bit more than he's tried to up to this time, to try to get some of those waivers. He didn't. He just stuck to trying to generate his base more and more, whereas Biden actually did sound on more than one occasion as somebody who was trying to unite America. We're not red states, we're not blue states, we're the United States. And I think that's a slogan, but it works. So on balance, I think Biden won it.
Alani said a few times. What did you make of the tactics there, I guess, of Joe Biden as well, Paul Murray? The look to camera, we got used to that in the first debate, and, you know, he kept saying the United States each time Donald Trump would talk about what he perceived as democratic failings within states.
Well, if you're actually paying attention to what was being said, he was saying things like, oh, you know, I don't believe in red states and blue states, I believe in the United States. And then, of course, automatically went on to bash red states. I think that was very early in the debate about coronavirus. So, you know, he's got his well-practiced little act. But I think we all know that, be it when we're arguing on television or when you hear somebody on the radio or when you're watching a debate, the first person to invoke the Nazis generally is considered to be somebody who has lost a debate. And that's exactly what Joe Biden did today. Also, while there's no knockout punch, there's one hell of a TKO, and that is the closing down of the oil industry. Now, in places like Pennsylvania, a swing state that Biden must win to block Trump and Trump must win to be able to secure another 4 years, that's a tipping point. And we can talk a lot about how 42 million Americans have already voted and all the rest of it. The extreme majority have not. And the places that have... America takes great pride in not being dependent on the Arab countries for oil. Energy independence is something that Bush ran on as a promise and Trump delivered in reality. I also think that Trump was able to make a very strong impression by the way he carried himself.